Hi, my beautiful friend. I am so happy that you are here. I am so happy that you found me. If you found this message, it is timeless, so it doesn't matter if you found it right when I uploaded it. If it was a day, a week, a month, years later. Years later, hoorah, the message is still being spread. Gotta love it. But if you're here, you'll resonate with feeling lost right now. You might be feeling alone. You might be, for the first time ever in your life, actually asking yourself why it is that you feel this way. And that doesn't mean that you're still not using some of the habits that you've used in the past to repress that question or this feeling, because I can relate to the feeling. And it's a really scary and uncomfortable one. But I think the fact that you're even opening yourself to a channel or a wavelength that this message found you speaks so much of where you are on your journey and what is possible for you. Because if you weren't ready to take this leap of faith on yourself, you wouldn't have found this, and you certainly would still not be sitting here listening to me. So the fact that you're here, I'm so happy and proud of you. But what I'm trying to say is that you're probably, for the first time in your life, actually trying to maybe figure out what the meaning of life, the universe, maybe for the first time you're actually trying to figure out like who you are, like what you want. Like, I feel like for so much of your life you have been consumed by either the projection of yourself that you wanted to put out into the world, what you thought people would find likable and lovable, or maybe it was the projection that other people put on you, and it was easier to fit into that role than it was to say, no, that's not who I am. I'm not going to fit in that box. I have been in both at the same time, mind you. Sometimes different, but literally at the same time, which just like it, ooh, I'm sure you can relate. Or you've maybe been your authentic self, but you used unhealthy coping mechanisms to numb you through the parts where you weren't accepted, or you felt not seen, or the times where your weirdness or your authenticity was celebrated, but other times it wasn't. So it was then easier to revert back into these habits. Now, those might be addiction, those might be personalities that you begin to identify as, like being codependent, being a people pleaser, pushover, however you want to view it. Those aren't what you are. Those are quite literally coping mechanisms that you learned in life to make you easier to get along with, to make you hopefully less easy to like give up. Like you thought that being a yes person would mean that people would always like you and people would always be yes people for you, but you soon realize that when you're a yes person to everyone, everyone then takes that for granted and expects it. And then you end up never being able to say yes to yourself because you're saying yes to all these other people. And it's just this vicious cycle. And I think I'm getting on a little bit of a tangent, but what I'm trying to say is that if you have been feeling like for the first time ever you are trying to get to know yourself, I want this to be confirmation that you are on the right path. You are right in believing and realizing that, like, the things that you used to get you back in, like, by in life don't actually define you. They are not you. You can break these habits. I'm not saying it will be easy. It's hard. I've been on this journey myself, and I still have some really bad days. Like, the last few days have been kind of difficult. So that's why I said, if you can relate to just feeling kind of lost, I hear you. But I will say that being able to, like, connect with myself and relearning how to, like, be who I am, like, just being able to sit with myself and sit with my childhood traumas and, you know, the issues that I had. I had an alcoholic parent that died from it when I was young. I was born in another country and moved here when I was a kid, so I had to leave everything I knew. But I mean, and I'm sure you have had some things that have happened to you too. We all have. But in being able to sit with some of those things that were once considered, like, things that I did not want to think about, I began to, like, see who I really was as a person, and see, like, what my mission was, and see that, like, these codependent and addictive behaviors that I had were really just ways that I was numbing myself. Like, I really just wanted to, like, get to know myself deep down and, like, have some self-love. And like I said, that doesn't mean I don't have bad days, but at the end of the day, I'm able to, like, just at least sit with myself and not have that be the most uncomfortably, miserably awful experience in the world. I love my friends and I love still spending time with them, but I don't need them to survive. And same with partners. Like, I just know that coming home to yourself will feel like a breath of fresh air. It will feel like that hug that you have been craving your whole entire life. And with that, I'm going to draw a few cards, just any message that the angels, your spirit guides, the universe, whatever it is that you believe in, has for you. So if there's something that you want clarity on, that you have on your mind, think about that. If you're just open to whatever message, that is fine. Just be accepting to whatever it is. Take a deep breath in and exhale. And let's see what message the divine has for you. What message do you have for this beautiful collective? Spirit, do you have any message for this beautiful collective? So, Spirit, do you have any messages for this beautiful collective? Spirit, any message? Okay, I'll stop there. Oh, I love it. Okay. The first card that fell out was the Hermit. The second card that came out was the Ten of Swords. The third card that fell out was the Page of Wands. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Almighty Emperor. Okay. Just gonna say, this is extremely validating, and I hope you feel called out, because if you're still sitting here for this message, ooh, it is meant for you. So the Hermit is, like, all about taking time to go within. Literally what I was just telling you. You need to literally shine a light within your soul and look at the darkest parts of you, like the parts that you have always been afraid to look at. I promise, once you face them, they're not that scary. It's like being a little kid and being afraid to, like, look under the bed. Like, sometimes as an adult, I'm still afraid of, like, what's underneath my bed, but I know that I've looked under there, and I know that if I actually look under there with a flashlight, there's not gonna be a monster. Like, there will not be. So, like, do it. It's not that scary. And with the Ten of Swords, I mean, that's literally a person that is, like, laying down on the beach by the ocean, like 10 swords in their back. I feel like you have had every kind of pain that a human being can experience, and I am so sorry. I am so sorry that you have had to experience that in this life, because that just shows me that like emotional, physical, I mean spiritual, everything you have felt. And I think while that is an extreme burden, it's also a beautiful thing to have to endure, because there's some people that don't experience that and won't ever have the life knowledge that you do. Like, you are a beautiful soul, and all of this pain and life experience you have experienced will be able to like literally make you be able to recognize other people's pain. You will be able to like relate and understand other human beings in a way that some people never get to know, because they can't ever relate to that. So that is beautiful, beautiful. Okay, and the Page of Wands, like, all about new opportunities, like taking a leap of faith, like trying something new. The Wands are all about creativity, and the Page is like someone just starting off in this journey, and that is you. So take a chance on yourself. All of the hype that you give to your friends and family, like put some of that into yourself, and then put more and more and more into it every single day. And I promise you will literally conquer and find like new lands that you've never been. And the Emperor, like, all of this will lead you to a place where you will be able to sit with yourself in your beautiful throne, and you will feel empowered. You will feel confident. You will feel like yourself. You could literally rule fucking world. Like, pardon my French, but seriously, like, to go from like here shining a light in the darkness by yourself to then being on this beautiful throne, you are meant to be on this journey. I have so much faith and believe in you, and so does the universe. They are literally cheering you on. So please, I hope you take this message to heart, because if you don't, I will pop back in here again and I will call you out in another video. But I know that this will resonate with you, and I know that it'll be hard for you to ignore, because I know deep down you know that you deserve to do this for yourself. So, like always, I love you. You are my beautiful friend. I'm so grateful that you're here. If this message resonated with you, please leave me a comment. It means so much to me to hear from you guys. Like, seriously, just, I love doing this. It makes me feel so good to like know that maybe I can share like a little bit of like what I've gone through and help somebody else. And I hope that like you can like literally take that light and like help someone else, and we just spread this all over the world. So I'm so happy you're here. I love you so, so much. Thank you, and I will see you next time.